Hey guys, it's Cole and Kelly with the Bridge Group, and today is going to be a completely different type of video. I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about real estate, but we're going to be talking about the business that we started before we ever went into real estate, and that was something that was near and dear to our hearts, which was fitness and dogs.
We have a Fitbull, so it made sense.
Yeah, well, I think that we kind of, built this whole thing off of his inspiration, at least his head.
Looks like him.
And Mr. Midas was kind of the inspiration for that.
Yeah, so we were definitely in the fitness industry. I was doing a fitness competition. Cole ended up getting into some powerlifting and things like that. And we saw.
Well, don't skip over. I mean,
that was later on though.
But I'm still going to brag on it because you did the NPC. Do you remember the show Formulation 1?
Yes.
And then I think it turned into the Phil Heath or something like that. But it was the biggest show in Houston, and you got first in novice, third in open, and your first and only show.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
I did do that. Yes.
Amazing. Just gonna brag for a little bit on that.
So we decided to start Fitbull. Really, it was just an idea that Cole had, and he drew up something, and then we hired a designer, and it really turned into something really cool and kind of hit the ground running. Started going to shows, we got a website, we really started selling out, and it was really fun.
Well, it was crazy to see my email and it say like someone from Australia or had an order of our tank tops or our shirts or towels or whatever it was. I thought that was pretty neat to create something, and so Kelly and I were both kind of fidgeting at our cubicles at our 9 to 5. We were like, there's got to be something more, that we want to mess with. So we started Fitbull Clothing Company from that. And the 3 key lessons that we learned from Fitbull that transferred over to the Bridge Group were sales, marketing, and systems. That's all. Businesses need those 3 key components. And we learned a lot of hard lessons with Fitbull, but a lot of good lessons.
And the other thing that we forgot to mention, that it was really a nonprofit company. We were giving back all of our profits to local dog rescues. We would go and we would actually work with the dogs and bring them gifts and things like that. So
fill up the truck bed full of like food and all kinds of stuff.
It was really something fun for us to get started, but even though it was fun, we still learned so much that set up our success that we have now with the Bridge Group.
Biggest thing that I learned was sales. I am by heart born an introvert and a solid introvert. So I came up with a good idea. It was a product. The design came out killer. I was very proud of it, but it came time for me to set up a booth with thousands of people walking by and have to sell the product. My technique was make a product so good that it drew people over and sold itself. And so, for me, I barely had to talk because, look, who wouldn't want to buy this? You can't buy this anymore. So this has gone up in value. It's probably a $300 tank, and it was worn by Kelly, so $500 tank. But this product was really nice, but you still had to sell. I had to open up. I had to overcome objections. There was an issue. I had to fix it. But also I had to pitch my product, and the product had so much more than just the shirt itself. It was a brand and the story behind it. So I had to learn how to do that, and sales probably is what helped me cut my teeth in sales before I launched into selling houses, millions of dollars of real estate.
So in terms of marketing, like I mentioned, we had to get the logo design. That was probably one of the biggest steps. We had to get a website, we had to get social media accounts, we had to get a booth for all these shows we were going to and make sure that it was set up nicely. We had to get banners, just really the works. So learning how to do that myself from scratch really taught me a lot for sure.
I was of no help there at all. And then systems. Again, this is all on Kelly. The systems for inventory, tracking inventory, the payment, how we're taking payment, the LLC, like all of these systems, putting that together, even down to okay, this is how much we're taking to the show, this is how much we sell. All of that had to have a brand new system run through it. So I think all 3 of those really did help us in real estate, right? Yeah, Fitbull was kind of the company that came before the Bridge Group, and who knows how Bridge Group would have turned out if we didn't have Fitbull to kind of try things out, try our shot there. And I think that the biggest step was the first step. And you might have had thoughts of doing something very similar, and you always keep putting it on the back burner. And look, the hardest step for me was actually to send that drawing to a designer, get it designed, send that to a printer, get it printed, just send it. Just start somewhere, right? And if you fail, and you learn what not to do next time. But for us, we started it and it was great. It was fantastic. We just absolutely ran out of time because we used the principles here to start the Bridge Group, and then all of our time went to the Bridge Group, and Fitbull had kind of gone on its way.
So while Fitbull doesn't exist anymore, the Bridge Group is here to serve all of your real estate needs. So definitely reach out to us if you have anything about buying, selling, or leasing in the Houston area. We'll see you next time.